So, Lauren, we're very busy in our team with targeted campaigns. We use the phrase laser targeted, actually, don't we?
We do.
So specific with it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the issues that we see a lot of people struggling with, they don't realise it always, but it's poorly targeted campaigns.
Yes.
And we know that there's big results in terms of leads and saving paid ad budget if you target your campaigns really well.
Yeah.
So just to set us up to dig into this today, how might we define targeting, or what's some things that we would do if we're targeting and trying to reach a specific audience?
Yeah, so targeting is, simply put, finding your ideal customer online. So there's a few things that we can do to do that. And a lot of people think it is uploading email addresses, which is one way of doing it if you're an existing customer. But what companies do to find new customers is they pick demographics. So it might be an age, it might be a job title, it might be something that you're interested in, it might be the company you work for, and you put that into a platform like LinkedIn or Facebook, and then the algorithm will find people who match that. So when you're followed around by ads online, it's because you fit into a certain demographic. It's not necessarily because a company has your email address, unless you've given it to them.
Yeah. So if I'm seeing an ad, it might be because, might be my job title.
Yes.
What else? So it might be the industry that I'm in.
Yeah.
It could be interests, actually, couldn't it, I suppose, as well?
Could,
Some interests that I've signalled somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it's anonymous. It doesn't know who I am. It just knows that I'm a person that's interested in these things.
Yeah, exactly that. It has a code. It doesn't know that you're Steve Brennan.
Yeah.
It just follows you around, and it can pick up whether you've visited the website after clicking in an ad because of this code.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily identify you as a person.
Yeah.
So it is very anonymous, and you end up being showed an ad because you've signalled an interest in something. So it might be that you've showed an interest in a certain clothes brand, and another clothes brand goes, well, actually, we have the same target audience, so I want to find people who like this brand because they're likely to like us.
Yes.
So
that's why I'm getting so many cool clothing ads, isn't it, then, in my feed?
Exactly.
My interest in fashion.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I might just try and take it slightly further. I'm really conscious with this video, actually, that it's one of those things that I think that we speak to a lot of people. When people ring us for the first time, they often don't understand these topics. I want to try and, if we can cover it, just really cover some of the key points with it. But I think one of them is we see a lot where somebody set up some ads with an audience, a specific audience. And one of the things is the targeting can be right or wrong, but it can also be loose or tight, can't it? And we see really loose. Yeah. I think the size of the audience is a giveaway sometimes, isn't it, that something's wrong?
Definitely. So if you've got an audience size of like 100,000, then your ads aren't going to perform as well as if you had, say, 10 to 15,000, because you've got more chance of there being a wasted ad spend because you're targeting people who don't necessarily fit the targeting that you're trying to get. And a lot of people come to us and say, oh, well, we want to target the world. Everybody in the world could be a potential customer. Yeah. But then we have to really narrow that down. You actually have a really good example of this, don't you? You've had a conversation recently.
You've been in some of them, but with some of our workshops, we've had this same thing come up, and people they have that phrase, don't they? Like, our client is anybody in the world, or anybody in whatever, engineering, or anybody in finance. Yeah. And that sort of thing. I mean, the first thing is that's generally not true. That's sort of a separate question, isn't it? Still, let's get more specific, because your position is wrong if that's the case. You need to be more niche. But regardless, if that is your market, then the way to go after it is to break it into tiny chunks of maybe an audience size of 5,000. Yeah. And it's about how saturated we are in that, isn't it? When you feel like being followed. Yeah. You've not seen one ad and then you never see it again. You see them all day, every day, don't you?
That's it.
So
because
you spread that budget too thinly if your audience is too large.
Because they say research shows that you need to see an ad 7 to 11 times before you actually make a purchasing decision. Right. So it's important that you are able to get that frequency up when you're targeting people, so they're not just seeing it once, like you said, and then never again, because you're not going to register that you've even seen.
So we could even, if you try and do it with real numbers then, just really roughly, so we might have an ad spend of £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month. Yeah. Well, it might be slightly more. And if we're doing that, then the the size of that audience that we're targeting,
Yeah.
it's not going to work if that audience is 100,000 people, is it? Or
No,
200.
it's not. It's going to be spread to
5,000, 10,000, or maybe something roughly. Depends on the sector and so on, doesn't it? But
exactly. If you've got an audience of 100,000 or more, or even like 50,000 and more, and you've got an ad budget between 1,000 and 3,000, that's going to be spread so thinly.
Yeah.
If we're looking at search campaigns on Google, then the cost per click, you're going to be getting a lot of wasted clicks and not many conversions for that.
Yes.
So it makes sense to have it more tightly targeted around, say, keywords that we know have commercial intent.
Yeah.
Where people are signalling they want to buy rather than just, generic.
Yeah, so we build the audience and then we run campaigns.
Yeah.
And some people do signal, for example, they expand the ad to read it or they click through.
Yeah.
And that creates another audience, which is an audience of interested people.
Exactly.
We had our 10,000, but look, these 3,000 are really interested.
Yeah.
Now we're going to spend the budget on them until such time as they actually
and
sign up with us.
That's what we call retargeting, isn't it? So when people are talking about retargeting audiences, what we're doing is we are targeting people who have already signalled an interest or are existing customers.
Yeah.
So that's another way of getting a really tightly targeted audience as well.
All right, so we've got some key points, haven't we? We've got that we need to be really targeted.
Yes.
Audience size is key.
Yeah.
And then we would take signals and just end up marketing to the people that are actually interested.
Yes.
There's some really good principles there, I think.
Yeah. Just
to sort of pull it together or make it make sense for everybody.
Yeah.
The platforms where we would do this then, you mentioned LinkedIn.
Yes.
Just there's a handful of different places we would use this sort of targeting.
Yeah, so there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook, there's Microsoft Ads or Bing, Google. There's, any sort of platform you can think of, you could probably run an ad on it. There's X, but the ones that we tend to stick with are places where we know the audience is. So we'll do some research before that to find out if the ideal customer is sat on that platform. We won't just go, let's run LinkedIn ads just because everybody else is doing it. We need to know beforehand.
So it's to be the right platform for the business in question.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Right. Thank you, Lauren.
No problem.
Benchmark your company's digital marketing with this free tool. It takes 5 minutes to audit your strategy and you get a free report with recommendations. Visit bespokedigital.agency/free.